Um, I guess for our project, I would like to talk about ageism. One of the issues, I was watching through the videos and reading the books, talking about like different, we always talk about, the certain other topics involving, prejudice behavior, race, gender, sexuality, religion. But like these small ones that we saw through our class, recently was one of the biggest, these are things that happen all the time, but no one really knows, or people don't even consider it a type of prejudice. And the one I want to, like I said earlier, I want to focus on is ageism. And for me, I have experience just going, just being a resident assistant, seeing it, and then just being in like classes and seeing how ageism takes effect. Um, just first off in the residence hall, when someone who's usually older, the non-traditional student who usually wants to come to live in housing, on campus, usually those people are usually like, why are they living here? They're adults. They shouldn't be living here, and things like this. And usually there's a lot of roommate conflicts when this happens, and it's a very unfortunate situation because these people are just like us. They're just trying to go to class, learn, and have the same education we are. But people just think, oh, they should have already had the degree. The non-traditional factor has really been. People don't think of that most colleges have it. They think everyone's 18 to 22 and everyone's going wild and crazy, but it's not really like that. Um, Another thing is in the classroom. Usually, like when an older person in a class answers a question, I see a lot of people's face growing, like, "Oh my gosh, why are you asking this question? I don't want to hear. I'm trying to go. The class is over with." And people don't usually give them like the just need. And sometimes like professors, non-traditional students might need certain needs that the regular student doesn't cannot have, like definitely with them having to make another job, maybe with having kids. And sometimes I feel like professors are usually like, well, so and so can do it, why can't you do it? But the difference between so and so and them is usually they live a whole nother life, while this person who can do it is 18 years old and has all the free time in the world. I just like no, I just see, like, I notice like throughout, one of the things that my college, I didn't really see a lot of negative things that happen, but I noticed a lot of people who are usually non-traditional students, older students, were left to the curb. And it's actually really interesting in the video watched about ageism. That it's usually like the more developed, more like countries like that are like European, the United States are usually like the ones that like are very ageist. Most countries when they see an older person, they respect them. They do stuff like that. You watch like you can see them in movies today in education. Like an older person comes like to college, like, why are you here, Grandpa, and stuff like that. Um, I just seeing that stuff, things that we could do is change. It's like I probably mentioned this in a lot of other videos. We have to use the resources. I know there's a lot of non-traditional organizations that come here, definitely military wise. I know they have an honors fraternity. I think Tau Sigma, yeah, Tau Sigma, that they can would help them out. I think the resources of the Scout Perks would be something that would be used really well. To help these students who might not have been in college for a while and they're trying to come back, or they went to community college and now they're going to a whole different setup. They never really noticed this before. In addition to that, things that the help, it's working with the professors and say, yes, we have these students. There's gonna be different types of students. I feel like most professors, they try to fit the needs of someone who is a non-traditional student, but sometimes they're like they're very think, well, you're older, you should be able to do this. This is no problem. I think that maybe just a talk with the professors and stuff like that would be big. I guess just maybe like one of the things is main orientation to tell students there's a that's one of the things I think for any of the situations we had this semester that should be talked about. When we have situations evolving, we're gonna have different. You're going into a college, you're gonna see so many different things. There shouldn't be prejudice, even if it matter about race, religion, sexuality, and even age. I've seen it. I seriously, I never really saw racism in the classroom. I never seen sexism or even any of that stuff in the classroom. But one thing I do see is hearing some kid in the classroom saying, why is he here? He's like 50 years old, like 100 years old, stuff like that. And I think that's kind of like no wrong. These people are they're working hard to try to find a career, and you don't know what situation they've gone through. And just to call them out about that, I think that's really wrong. And we see it today. I think there's going to be more respect. Treat like you would be treated. If you're in the same situation, would you want to be people calling you grandpa and calling you names and stuff like that? So that's one of the things I would say. Working with the incoming students about how to handle these type of situations. Well, that's my video for the day, and I thank you guys for listening. Looking forward to all your responses.